doesn't accept advice well. We all have those friends. I think so. Is there anything I can do or just let her live her life and keep my mouth shut? Mm. Ooh, I've
That's kind
often
of
wondered the
tough.
same thing
That's
myself.
kind of tough, right?
It is.
Because if you care about somebody, you want to say something to them because you don't want to see them get deeper into whatever's going on. But by the same token, you might be tired of talking
Yeah.
or feel like it's not your business. I feel like somebody needs to
We
step to the
we
mic.
got another microphone.
We want to hear
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought.
Jason got his own microphone.
I was just saying that it's when you care more than that person do. Like I'm trying to give you advice to make sure you're okay, and I think that it will work. And you just like I just feel like I just want to say something. I don't want to take your advice. I just want to vent, and that's okay. But if it's gonna make you better, especially if your friend is a fixer, and it's okay, then yeah, I think you can't care more than they do.
Look, you know what I do? I'm sitting because all the stuff, so I'm sitting there waiting, like, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna be judgmental. But if the opportunity comes along and you ask me what my opinion is, I'm jumping in. So my friends know to use that very wisely because I'm gonna tell you 100% the truth. And if you're not ready to hear it, then you're not going to ask me. But I figure my friends, they know me well enough that if you say what you think about that, girl, I'm about to tell you. So, and I'm not about to pull any punches. So, until that, I might let you live. I'm going to let you live. But after that, yes, I'm going to give it to you. We got some volume over here.
I think for me, I'm the type of person where I'm gonna give you advice. I might give you advice the second time. After that, you're on your own because I just plant the seed. It's up to you to make it grow. After that, I can't do no more. I'll still be your friend, but I'm not commenting on it no more.
Oh, absolutely. But I do give my friends that warning. Like, listen, this is what it is. This is what I think. And I'm going to leave you alone about this because I got my own life. I got my own things to worry
Right.
about. And I'm not about to chase you around about your
Right.
life. If that's what you want to deal with, if that's what you want to live with, hey, I'm here on the other side of that.
It can
But
be,
otherwise,
yeah,
I got
yeah.
my own stuff to do. I'm not about to be chasing you down.
It can be super exhausting when somebody's
Yeah.
telling you the same thing over and over and over again.
Exactly.
But they don't change
Exactly.
anything.
And they don't change
Nothing. Not a thing.
I'm a fixer by nature. I'm a problem solver in my soul. So if you come to me and tell me blah blah blah, that's you telling me what should I do? How should I fix it? And if you don't want that from me, don't bring that to me because
Right.
that's all I know.
I know that's right. Don't ask me if you don't want the real answer. All right, y'all. So, are today's women unfairly hard on men? I laugh, but what y'all think?
You don't think so?
Hard on men? What, what we talking about? Hard on men? Like, what you
Not
what,
cutting
what
them
you
any
guys say?
slack, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Are today's women unfairly hard on men, sir?
I don't think they're unfairly hard. First, I would wonder what age group we're talking about, and then because they haven't been taught, and basically they go by basically what they see on TV and what do you call it, just the media. Yeah.
All the
social media.
reality shows and stuff. Is
Yeah,
that what you
so
mean?
I don't think they're unfairly hard. I just think they don't know. They haven't had any examples, not no real examples. So they have expectations based on what they see on TV.
I could go with that. I could definitely go with that. Now, as far as hard on men, something in my soul, something in my spirit just has a little trouble with that because hard, like, I don't know. I'm just one of those people that I'm gonna persevere. No matter what I feel like, if I gotta get it done, I'm gonna dig just a little bit deeper and get it done. So I'm not really good with excuses or, oh, you're being too hard on me, like that. It irks me. Like it's a really bad thing for me.
That's a bad thing.
No, for real. I can't do it. I can't do it. Even with my
I
kids, I'm like, quit the whining. Like,
Oh yeah.
that's not gonna help you. So the unfair, life ain't fair. You just have to figure out how to work within it.
I think the characterization hard on men is getting bumped up against holding you accountable. You know, to say that I'm hard on you because you did something that I don't like, I'm holding you accountable for what you did that I don't like. Hard on you is sort of a vague term. Some women have standards. Some women have expectations of what they want the man in their life to do and be. So if that's being hard on you, then by all means, I'm gonna be hard on you. But it's not coming from a mean place. It's coming from we in a relationship. It's giving and taking. You taking. You're taking advantage. So holding you accountable for what you're doing, to me, that's not a bad thing. Everybody should be doing that, not just women, men too. So the hard on you, I think that's kind of a cop-out term.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, it's a little rough for me, the hard on men. But I do absolutely understand what he was saying because a lot of these younger generations, they really feel like, everything is about an argument and you're supposed to be, all that yap, all those things, and not really realizing that relationships really do have a lot of compromise. And it's not only about holding them accountable for their behavior, it's you being accountable for how you're showing up in the relationship as well. So they're kind of not getting the whole full picture of everything. I see a lot of complaining, with the
Yeah.
young girls.
There's a
You this, you that, you need to buy me this, you need to, But it's not really accountability to say, okay, how am I showing up in this relationship? Are we, enjoying life? I'm like, these kids, they be unhappy with each other within like a month or so. I'm
Yeah.
like, you don't even have a honeymoon phase
right,
down.
right. But it's selfishness. It's
Yeah.
driven by selfishness.
Yes, absolutely
Yeah,
selfishness.
completely and entirely.
What you got?
As a man, I would agree with all three of y'all, but I also think that a lot of guys are intimidated by the woman. Like, she's goal driven. You know what I'm saying? And for us guys, we have to find ourselves first. And if they didn't have that person in their life to push them harder, I think that's the main problem with today's generation. There's nobody pushing that person, him or her, hard as they need to be. Because some men, you can see them, and I don't want to call them lazy, but you can see that they can do better, and they only believe they better if that significant other pushes them. If not, they just sit around, play games, or doing whatever they normally do.
But is it up to the significant other to push you? Isn't that some type of internal thing that you should be digging out yourself?
Well, yes, but also you have to look at it as a black father. I don't like the stereotype that men don't take care of their children. it's a lot of black men that do. So even if you don't have a father, you have that uncle, you have your mentor or whatever. Somebody was in your life to push you, but if you didn't listen, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like from like I just said earlier, I'm only gonna tell you once or twice. After that, you're on your own. All I can do is sow a seed. I can't do anything more than that. But I feel like if your partner pushes you, some guys don't know how to accept that pushback to say, come on now, you can use your hands to do what you got to do. You can go to school and do what you got to do. You can do better. But it's easier for the guy to go make some money on the street or go live with a girl for the winter time or something like that. And we all know that, you know, that's what they do. You know what I mean? So that's what they doing out here nowadays.
See, that's you know, that's that stuff right there that, you know, it's like because I am strong as a woman, don't mean I want to be your mama. You know what I mean? It's I want to be strong and complement what you
Your
have.
strength.
Yes.
Yeah.
I-
We should both be strong.
Right. I done had to overcome this, that, and the third. So I don't wanna raise you.
Now, I mean, I do think that it is incumbent upon us to provide encouragement and support, but there's a fine line between doing that and raising a grown person, right? So, you know, while I think most of us agree it's okay to provide support and be encouraging and be the cheerleader and be that soft place to land, I'm going to need you to come to the proverbial table as an adult, having already been raised. And then I can just add to that, but I shouldn't have to sort of bake the whole cake. It should be done already. Thank you. Right. We not building folks out here.
Right.
And I was going to say that, again, what age range are we talking about? Because I deal with a lot of younger people from, I'd say, 21 to like 30, 30 something. And if I would take like 9 or 10 of them, everything that you spoke on about building, supporting, they don't know nothing about that. They've been to college. They've done all that. They have no idea of what you're even talking about. So, and as you said, like, if we get in an argument, it's not about an argument of working together. It's just an argument of expectation of the other one, but there's no support. They've not even seen, most of them that I deal with never seen support because they were basically all raised in a single parent home. Not meaning that has to be bad, but their surroundings didn't have them even see, just like I asked them, have you ever seen your mother get dressed and go out? No. Have you ever seen a man come over and just sit down and watch TV? No.
Right.
Have any of you all ever been taken out to dinner? No. They've been to college. They're right now, half of them's going to turn 28. The other one's 37. And I've watched them and been
Yeah.
around them. They've never seen none of what we're even talking about.
Yeah, I mean that a lot of people want to say that it doesn't matter whether you have two parents in the home, but it does make a difference in the things that the kids see because you know if you're single, you probably are going to be talking about the lists. You know, this ain't happening. This is supposed to be happening. I'm going kicking it. And, you know, this is more absolute. But you know, if you've been in long-term relationships, if you've been married, if you've seen your parents, you've probably seen them argue. You've seen them get through arguments, you've seen them work out things. So you don't have these fantasies in your head as to what it's supposed to be. You have a little bit more grounding that, hey, you can disagree and then you can move on. You
I-
know, everything isn't the breakup.
True, but we live in a time where media rules so much, and these reality shows are so prevalent, and the things that they're doing on there, young people, they emulate that. They really
Yes.
do, and they think that that's supposed to be, like he was saying, they think that's supposed to be how it is, and you don't really look anymore at what's happening in your home necessarily, or how you were raised, but it's kind of like, well, they didn't know what they were doing because I'm looking at this person on here and that person on there and this person doing that, and I'm going to get this bag and I'm going to get that dude and I'm going to, all these things. Yeah, flued out. Oh my gosh.
Man,
yes,
don't
getting
even talk
flued
about getting
out.
flued out now.
Flued out. I am so behind because when I first heard the term, I was like, excuse me? Flued out? Oh, you mean somebody,
Somebody
sending
pays,
for you.
they send for you.
They sending for you.
Correct. And
Getting
that was
flued
like a
out.
big thing. That's a big thing, these days for
Yeah.
somebody to have a few dollars,
Yeah.
send you that Spirit Airlines ticket
Right.
that you don't have
Spirit
enough money to
Frontier.
get your little behind back home.
Right.
If you don't put out, then you ain't
Then-
getting the other half of your little Spirit ticket. You got to pay for
You
your
gonna be
little
calling your
luggage,
girlfriend to
your little
help you.
cute lingerie, all on your own.
But if
So.
we've identified that there's a deficit in these skills, how do we fix it? What do we do?
I mean, I
How do
think
how do we rectify that to get this next generation in a better position to have healthy relationships?
we have to talk more often about things. We have to be just as loud and just as bold as the TV shows, as all the other things that they're hearing, because we're real life examples. We are the thing, so we have to be just as even more important to them than what they're seeing when they turn on TV or look on their telephone.
I think when my kids see us, they see laughter, they see us disagree, they might see me flirt or, touching and hugging and kissing and, they see things getting worked out in real time and they know from a male perspective, what to do as a young man, as a young girl. I can show my daughter things to do. So there are definite benefits. I don't know how you fix this when it's hasn't been instilled, but I think that's why you date on the level that you're on. Everybody has a pattern of growth, that they're on, and somebody who's all the way together might not date you if you still got a lot more work to do. Or you might date somebody that you've grown with at the same pace, at the same level. Y'all understand each other. So I don't know.
In church, they call that equally yoked.
Yeah.
I think that's what they say.
Right.
Well, one of the things is for men, we can meet the young men where they're at. I mean, it might be a recreation center,
Talking in microphone.
all risky, but that's the only way you're going to straighten this. I mean, you're going to set an example because they will question you. Ain't no doubt. They will question you. It's just when that opportunity comes, you have to be ready to meet it. They want to know. They got all of these, I'm going to say, protection, not being bad or tough.
Right.
Once they break, you're not going to be ready. You can't get away from it. They do want to talk, but
They do.
we have to somehow meet them where they're at because they will talk to you.
Yes. Well, in the meantime, ladies, hold on to your seatbelts. All right. Next question. What do you do if you really like a guy but his freakiness concerns you? that freak number just doing too much. He doing too much.
He ain't doing enough.
Let me give you the mic.
Sure.
I was saying, if you think he's too freaky,
Yeah.
you gotta open up your mouth and talk.
So what if he likes some bondage? He likes some other stuff and whatever. You really like the guy, but you like, he's a little too much.
Well, I believe in compromise, so everything gotta. I mean, you ain't gonna get everything you want.
So he should be able to bring
You gotta
down,
come down some, and you gotta come up some. Yo, you gotta meet in the middle.
put the
somewhere.
ropes away. Not,
Yeah.
don't do the
But
pride,
Do
the
this, but I
Yeah.
won't do that.
animal pride.
Yeah, you gotta put some boundaries up, cause I mean, you might you're like, okay, I can tolerate this, and he'd be like, okay, well, I can't have this. I at least have this. I can live with that.
Right. Yeah, I mean that now that still is great because that's a compromise. You're saying, okay, this is what I like. And a lot of people really don't say, hey, this is me. This is what I like. I like some toes. I want to, paint your toenails. I don't know, whatever people like these days. And then they get the wholesome person that they think everybody else gonna like, but you don't like them either because they not doing all the things that understanding you and accepting you where you are. What would you do if you really like the guy, but you're doing a
We're
lot?
gonna have to talk about it because I'm always talking about communication. I think that's the key to everything. So we're gonna have to sit down and, and discuss. And I'm gonna have to let him know, sir, that's a little bit too much. I'm not comfortable with that on today. Now maybe I might be
said
able
all today.
Yeah, on today.
Not
Church
all today. Not
Church announcements on today. But I can't get with it today, but maybe later. But how about we start with this? So it doesn't have to be an absolute no, but a compromise because relationships are about compromise anyway.
Well, I got to be devil's advocate because a couple of weeks ago this statement came up, and it was on the lady side.
Oh, she was doing too much.
He's not gonna meet daddy. He's gonna be fun. That's about it. He's not gonna be able to marry. She's not gonna marry him. It's just gonna be a fun thing because it's just like if the girl doing all of that, she's not gonna meet mama. You know what I'm saying? You remember?
Don't you want to have fun in your?
You
why
have
can't
fun.
You have fun in your?
I think a
But-
woman would accept. I
You
think
think
a
a
woman
woman
would
would?
accept it before a man would. Correct me if I'm
Seriously?
wrong, but I think that a man would not accept being out of his comfort zone like that.
So my wife had the question when we were still talking about it when we left.
Okay.
So she was telling me if a man did all of that stuff, is it gonna go through your mind how many people he did this with before?
Not really.
Yeah.
Come on now. If a man
Yes.
coming with some experience
Yeah.
Yeah.
that you like,
Yeah.
you're not about to be like, oh, did you do that to Susie and Jane?
But you might
The
think
hell?
about it. You
ain't
don't.
gonna
You
be
might
like,
not
he
bring
just-
it up.
Y'all
It might
first time
cross
he
your
just
mind.
came out with some.
You know he got the experience from somewhere. You know he ain't just meet you today. Well, some moments need to be paused.
Sure.
Hey, you might like it. Freddie.
Don't. I think it's okay to have those things. I don't want anybody to hide who they are. So, like you said, have those conversations. And it is something if it's a new relationship and you're just laying everything out on the table. Some things you have to kind of ease into, but don't hide who you are because if that's what you like, your partner is gonna have to be able to accommodate something because you don't want to be in a relationship and everything I like I can't have. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, conversations and compromise for sure.
That's right. You might not want to have that fisting conversation first time.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Oh. Oh, okay. She just put that right out
It,
there.
it might be a little much.
A little bit.
I've
I
seen it
wouldn't let
happen.
I just wanted to say, again, I'm thinking about what age group we're talking about because it ain't that much communication going on with young people that they would like to be in a relationship, they would like to be married, but they really don't have, and I can't say it enough, they really don't have no idea.
None.
And that kind of communication is definitely not happening because they like to text too much.
Mm.
They don't talk.
Do you like texting? I don't know. Maybe I.
I do.
You like texting?
I like.
Yeah.
I like.
Cause
Tell me, please. Yes, I don't know. I like a conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Just older
Them
people,
old
40s
girls
to
might
50s. It's the
surprise you.
same thing. It's the same
It's
thing.
a lost. Everybody seems to be lost. All
Yeah.
the generations
Mike,
and
put the mic to your
like
mouth.
anything goes because nobody teaches anybody anything. It's like
Sir,
isn't a marriage for a man?
sir, we're gonna need you to get on the microphone if you're gonna. I could just hand you a microphone.
Look what he doing here. Go ahead, say that again.
So, what's in marriage for men nowadays?
Your wife, your
Well, if you
family.
ask me,
I mean, what's
now,
the
if you-
benefit of it?
if you asking me, I'll explain what it is for me. Um, because it's comfort. I like to be around somebody that I can relax, I can laugh, I can talk, I can ask any kind of question I want to. I it's the trust.
You could do that with
It's
a
everything
girlfriend,
to
though.
me. It's everything to me.
Are you still trying to learn people over and over and over and over?
I know, but truth be told, I've been in quite a few relationships, and I've been in short ones, long ones. It's still the same result. I did some soul searching. I tried to figure out was it me, and sometimes I run into the same woman just in a different body. But it's just some of these women just nowadays it's a business nowadays. It's not about love anymore.
A business?
A business how? Wait.
Yeah, how
what,
so?
How is this transaction going down?
I agree with you. That's why I said to me, if you ask me, I'll tell you. But I agree with you about you said your age. You talking about a generation gap. Each generation got less and less. So right now, it's still. I would ask the same question.
Yeah, because gone are the days when marriages lasted 4 or 5 decades, and you had 40 kids and 60 grandchildren. When have you ever seen that nowadays?
You know,
Okay, wait,
the
wait, wait,
divorce
wait.
rate is
Hold
so
on.
high.
Hold on, hold on.
Bringing it back, reining it back in.
So, as far as relationships, you don't see a benefit in marriage these
No,
days.
not nowadays. No, I don't. And here's the thing: I actually believe in marriage.
So, what is it that you feel is keeping you from popping the question? Like nobody has gotten close. Nobody is, just. Are you expecting the heavens to open up and she has some wings on and the super freak in the bed, or I don't know. What are you looking for?
Just honesty and, like I said, compromise. I mean, there's certain things I look for and certain qualities I look for in a woman, and when I find them, I mean, I'm assuming they looking for the same thing.
So, what's the deal breakers? What are the deal breakers? What is, running you away from these long-term situations?
I mean, time, basically. When I get into a relationship, I put everything I get into it because, I believe in, you got to believe in something. So, but I can only wait for so long. I mean, I feel like after maybe 2 years, you should know what you want to do. Really, about after a year.
So
should
they
know
don't
what you wanna
know
do.
or you don't know?
Like my current girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you about that. I've been with her for 4 years. I knew what I wanted to do in 6 months. She still hasn't figured it out.
Figure it out. I mean, but
Oh,
there's
so
no
they're not ready.
right. You're not figure it out.
You
Is
get
there no conversation about where you
There's
are
been
and
conversation.
what you want?
There's been conversation, but it's always, you know how. I mean, I can't speak about every woman. I'm just saying, some
In
people
your
when they don't want to
experience.
do something, they pick fights to try to avoid talking about it.
So will you be content? And men do the same.
Yes, yes, they
people.
do.
It's a people thing. That's a
And
people
so
thing.
eventually, you get to the point you say, okay, it's time to walk away.
What you
I
guys
was
say?
going to say, once again, following up behind him, um, when you're talking about the average, say 50 to 35 or 40, anywhere in that area, you don't have the same type of like our expectations of a wife as far as cooking. I don't want to argue with you. This is not an equal relationship. We don't even have to bring up equality. You're not a slave. Um, we don't. Everything is a battle now. It's just a battle. I mean, it's like everything you say is an argument.
Yeah. So yes, it's a lack of communication, I
Definitely.
think, and
And a lack of understanding, I think,
absolutely
and the willingness to understand,
right.
and the willingness to compromise.
So definitely you have to be willing to understand. Okay. So we're gonna move on to the next one. Oh, did you have something on that?
We kind of touched on everything, but for me, a relationship and marriage is totally different. Because when you say I do, it automatically becomes something different. Like y'all are together now, y'all as one, and y'all trying to build something. Versus you got a boyfriend or girlfriend, y'all still like, well, I could do whatever I want to do.
You know, you know what? That's why most men in divorce, because you got to keep that
Right.
relationship
Yeah.
part of y'all relation of the marriage
Yes.
there. You still got to have a relationship. You can't just take that, now we married, now it's something different. No, you got to keep that relationship because that's what got y'all together.
Right.
Right.
So many people
see-
do not understand that you still have to date your
Well, no,
person.
I think what I'm saying is being misconstrued. What I'm saying is the single person, you in a relationship, but once you tell that person, I expect this or I expect that, well, you can't tell me what to do type of attitude. Not saying that once you get married, y'all don't supposed to date anymore. It's just a difference with somebody being single and somebody being married. It's
a
kind of
difference.
hard to explain if
It's a-
you're not single, if you're not married. It's kind of hard to explain to somebody who's not married.
But we don't prepare people for what marriage actually means. We don't, because when you're single, like you said, it's kind of like I can do what I want to do. I can walk away without consequences. Now, truth be told, you can be married and walk away. Nothing
Nice of
keeps, it doesn't matter. Piece of paper, no paper. But we don't prepare folks for what it means to be committed in every aspect of your life to another human being and to feel like you have to tough it out as opposed to turning tail and running away or doing, negative things that will cause a rift between the two of you. We don't talk enough about it. We talk about marriage like it's a negative thing, like it's a, like it's something you just don't really want to do. Like it really is a ball and chain as opposed to the beautiful thing that it can be if it's healthy. But there's so many marriages that are not.
Most of them probably are not.
Yeah, I think so.
When you are dating, at least as far as I can call, when you're dating somebody, you're testing them out, you're seeing if y'all are a good fit. Once you decide that it's going to be a relationship and then a marriage, once you marry somebody, to me, you all are on the same path to building a life together. Every aspect of your life is intertwined. When you're dating someone, especially if y'all not living together, we're just dating. You're just the person that I'm going out with. And I don't buy into this generation doesn't understand dating is dating and marriage is marriage, and everybody that you date is not somebody that you're trying to get into a long-term relationship with. I don't buy that, because I think that especially the women, the young ladies understand that. Maybe it's the guys that don't understand that just because you're dating that woman don't mean that she's beholden to you and exclusive to you. If y'all not living together, baby, we just date. I'll see you on Thursday when we going to the movies or when we going to dinner.
Now, they say that, but then they'll say, well, we just dating, once they get busted with the next person. But while they're in the person's face, they talking about, baby, I love you, and it's going to be me and you, and we going to be a power couple, and we going to be blah, 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 and this and that. And they're not letting the other person know until the ish hits the fan.
Right.
Oh, yeah, we was just dating. We ain't married. I ain't got no ring on my finger, Then it's that type of bravado. But, other than that.
And once again, it's not that much communication going on that they talk.
Yeah.
And you hear these things like, the new thing is like marriage is a business.
Mm.
This is their mindset, and they really believe that. So it's not like we coming in here and consciously talking about we're going to build this. We might want a $300,000 house or something like that, and 2 new cars. But as far as us being honest with each other and all, and talking,
Building the
that's not
relationship of it, yeah.
No, that ain't happening.
Yes.
It's
All
not
right.
happening.
So we're going to move to the next question, guys. How do you get in the mood for sex when you don't feel sexy? Ladies?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
How you get in the mood for sex when you don't feel sexy? Thank you so much.
Pornhub.
Wow. That's what it is. Pornhub.
Pornhub.
Pornhub. What if
Oh,
Pornhub
Pornhub
only
ain't
reminds
sexy.
you how unsexy you feel?
Not me. Why I want to watch a bunch of other folks having sex? That ain't nothing sexy about
Yeah,
that.
that's sexy.
I mean, unless
Anybody
it's me
got
on
some
the street, I don't care.
surefire?
Huh?
Anybody got some surefire methods to get in the mood? If you're not feeling sexy, no.
You had to pass the mic.
Not from Pornhub. That ain't gonna do it for you. Oh, what you think? Any?
Personally, I'm always in the mood.
Oh, okay. That was
So-
a lot of information.
Right, so
He like, I don't have no problems.
Right, he said,
I
I'm
ain't.
always in the mood.
He like, that's y'all. I don't
I
have
ain't got
those
that problem.
problems. Okay, I'm always a sexy
feel
beast.
I feel
I think
right.
that's an internal thing, like something that's going on. Like you have to make yourself look like somebody on a day, or your partner can tell you you look sexy, or wear your favorite outfit, or anything like that.
Well, I think that was a good point. You said your partner can tell you. Sometimes we don't. Just say the mom who has had a child, and her body has, it's done what it's done, and it's, gone through some changes. She may not necessarily feel sexy, even though he will find her appealing. So I think it's incumbent upon him to say, hey, look, I still view you as this. I still see you as that because sometimes we do need encouragement.
You need to hear that.
Yeah,
and
we don't
if you're
always
ready
feel
for sex
our
and I'm
best.
not, you have to be courting me throughout the day to be like, baby, you look beautiful, or put on my favorite dress or anything, and that will help you be like, okay, let me do this for him too, not even just for myself. But
Instead of Googling over IG models, how about, he's ogling you on his telephone. You're sending him pictures of you and he's looking at you, not some other woman that he's, never going to come in contact with.
Right.
So I think we
Pornhub
have to
won't work
do
for
that for one another. Right. It should be more personal. And then you can get in the mood when you know that your person is excited about you, then you're going to be excited about that.
Yeah.
You always in the mood, sir.
I think it all goes back to that communication because
Yes.
if you're talking to your person, then at least, maybe they could slide you a few more compliments or,
Right.
say something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess guys don't have a sexy issue. They just,
Right. Men are just ready. It
They
doesn't
just
matter.
ready.
They're just ready.
they don't
Is
ready.
that so, men? Are y'all just ready? No?
Men are
Do
not just
tell.
ready. So what y'all do?
Yeah,
What-
do tell. Y'all aren't just ready, so what? We were presuming that maybe men are just ready. You said no, that's not the
maybe
case.
it was just us. I don't know.
Really? Oh,
Oh wait.
Oh, wow.
He said I ain't a machine.
ain't no machine.
No, no.
Be using. You pull the cover up to your chin. Don't-
I like words of affirmation. I like to be
Yes.
complimented.
Okay.
I like to be told I'm sexy. I like to be courted too, just like women do too. And I'm pretty sure there's more men out here that like that. They just don't want to say it.
And it's okay, honestly. That is
if it ain't
okay.
okay, that's what I like. So, if you
But
don't
I think
like
women need to understand that men desire a lot of the same things that they do. It just it doesn't come out the same way, but when we recognize we're all human beings, then the deviations and variations of emotion can't be that different.
I mean,
Because
I
we're
like
all
the
people.
occasional grab and poke and
Can she
So
smack
you
you on
like
the
a
butt
little
when she's
grab?
walking past you?
yeah, I like all that. Just like women, men like that stuff. Just like women. I don't know why they don't like to admit it, but they do.
Well, we don't know because y'all don't talk.
Yeah, we do.
Y'all
we
don't
talk, y'all just
talk.
don't listen.
So y'all don't mind
We
if
talk,
your wife
men
come
talk
through
different.
and
Men
give
are
you a little
very
pinch,
direct, and they say
little
what's
something.
on their mind. They are not hard to figure out. It's just that women turn things into something completely different, and they twist the whole thing around. And I'll be like, didn't I just say that 5 minutes ago? Okay. But yeah, men like the same thing women like. I mean, a few things, but
Oh.
but they like.
And then you, when the thought of, and you always hear all men is dogs. So you automatically
No,
thinking that that's all we want is sex.
We want sex too.
Right. Sometimes we
You
want it
just
more
gotta
than
do
you
it
do.
right.
Especially women of a certain age. But I'm going to leave that there.
No, listen.
Like I said, we're
Drop
talking
that
about
on.
a certain age.
Drop
when
that
you get
gym on
tired of
down there.
playing,
Yes.
you know, because all the time before that, basically it's a game.
Yeah.
It's basically a game. And then by that time, who wants to get hurt? What if I say I want you and you tell me you don't want me? I don't want to be hurt. This is how we think. So we play a game. Who wants to be honest?
I want to be honest.
But don't you want to be honest for your person?
Me, yes, but when you're talking about, you hear people talk, and you talk to people, that sounds good, but who's going to be honest? We're scared to be vulnerable.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's
we
the
don't want to
truth.
do that,
But we have to normalize vulnerability.
but we don't
amongst
do it. We
your
don't
partners.
do that, though.
We don't, but because we don't, then we know we need to do better.
Yes.
But do we do better? No.
Some of us do, and some of us talk about the doing better. So I think where we fall short as humans is when we focus on what is not done, when we focus on how it's always been, as opposed to focusing on how it should be.
Yeah,
You
people-
can't stay stuck. It's a whole different vibration staying in what used to be than doing what should be.
Itself right now around us.
What you mean?
Right.
Evidence of what you see outside. You see all these young people. This stuff is not happening for no reason. What happened? What happened that now you can just go shoot into a crowd of people or drive your car into a crowd of people and not feel anything? We've become disconnected, and we're becoming even more disconnected.
We have, and that's why everybody keep texting, and they don't know how to have conversations with people anymore and talk to people and
Yes.
talk things out. That
I'm
is
not
the problem.
vulnerable when I'm texting.
That's the
Because
fact.
you can't see my face. I can tell you I love you.
About feeling sexy, is there an expiration date on being sexy? You know, they had people trolling Halle Berry. She posted a picture. She was nude, but she was covered. You know, she was up on a balcony, and one guy was trolling her, saying that she was too old to be up there taking nude pictures, and she needed to be somewhere sitting down playing with her grandkids.
No, she was still sexy. She just crazy.
Oh, wait.
See.
I mean, she is.
we don't.
So, do you feel that somebody at 56 has to be crazy in order to be trying to be sexy?
No, we just talking about Halle Berry. She
Oh,
just
we
crazy.
talking about that one. Okay, that's my girl.
That girl
That's my
is
girl.
batshit crazy. But at 56, at 56, 60, I've seen some. If some of these women nowadays, they really take good care of themselves. And but you got to question when a woman is 60 years old and still single and look like that.
Never thought about that way.
Because I look at it like I know somebody right now. If you met her, you would think she was about 35, but she's actually 58. And if I didn't know her history, I would probably date her. But knowing her history, no.
Now, come on now. If Halle Berry walked in this door right now and was like, "You, sir, you're gonna
I'd
be
like,
my
come
man,"
on, baby, let's get
you'd
married.
have been like,
so I want half, Halle.
That's why she's single right now, because she's sick of y'all. She done had to pay half of her money
And so
to
did Mary
at
J.
least a
Blige.
couple of y'all. She done.
But women do it too.
Well,
So what's wrong with it?
who was crazy though? She was just
No,
tired of
she
paying
was
out
crazy.
money.
She was going around burning up folks' houses and all kinds.
That was Left Eye. That wasn't her.
Or what
But
was
the
that?
Yeah,
No, that was
question-
Left Eye, wasn't
That was Left Eye. That was not Halle Berry. But the question was, is there an expiration date? Was that
Yes.
the question?
Is there
I
an
don't-
expiration?
And there is no expiration date.
So if you 70 and you still the thing is still thanging, you can do whatever you want.
Then thang it.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Listen. Okay. All right. Next question. Is it disrespectful for your partner to request a threesome? Got some hell yes, some yes. What y'all think? Hold on, we gonna get the microphone over there.
It depends on the couple.
The who?
The couple.
The couple, yes.
It's what they like and what they do. I got some friends that on his birthday and her birthday, that's what they do. You know, it's just what they do. So it depends on the couple. And if it's not for everybody, it's not for everybody. But I think if you did have a threesome, rules They just plant whatever rules that they want, and that's it.
Mm. Okay. What you think?
In the history of regular old people, bringing a third person into the relationship or into that situation has never made it better. Not one single time.
Mm.
You all get the letters every other day. My man invited another woman in, and now it's chaos. It never increases the thing that you and I have. Never.
No.
So no.
They not trying to increase the thing. They trying to increase the amount of people in the bed. They not trying to increase anything in the relationship. I don't
It's
think.
a recipe for disaster. It is. I just can't see how it could be beneficial. I don't.
Yeah.
But like Jason, individual X over here said, that's just me. It could never increase. It could never add anything to my relationship. Because if you're trolling out for other folks to bring in, then the thing that you and I have is over.
Right.
And you can get on out there and do whatever you want with whoever you want to do it.
Do you, boo?
Exactly.
What you do? What you think? What we got? You got something to say? What you got to say?
You said,
All right.
is it disrespectful?
Is it disrespectful?
I don't think it's disrespectful, but I feel that it's worth questioning.
What you mean?
If my wife asked me that could we have a threesome, I would want to know why. I wouldn't think it was disrespectful because if we're open and we're talking or communicating, that's how she feels. I just want to know why.
So what if she said,
That would be
honey, we've been together for 20, 30 years, and, I just want a little spiciness. I want a little something that we can hold on to in our brains, and, it'll be a little go-go juice.
I don't want to leave you. I just want a
But
little
I
extra.
still wouldn't feel it was disrespectful. I would hear what she says and I'd say no,
Oh.
but I don't feel it's disrespectful.
I think
I
that
just
would be
wanna
the
know
second
why.
question. The first one would be, who, with a man or with another woman?
Oh, wait a minute now. So
Then
what's the
you want to
difference?
ask why.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
You talking about holding on to memories and stuff. I'm not trying to hold on to no memories.
So how you know she trying to hold on to the memory of you?
If she
you know,
came and she asked the question and she
stabbing and
says a
grabbing.
female, then that's the memory she wants.
I don't know. What if she wanted another man?
Horrible.
Who? Excuse me. Who? What?
What was that?
I ain't hear you.
Say again.
See,
Say again.
and see, ladies, take this all into account because what they asking you to sacrifice, they ain't willing to sacrifice.
Exactly.
That's
for
why I
you.
said ain't
All
no.
right.
Exactly.
That's why I said it's disrespectful because I would never ask you. So why would you ask me?
What if she wants a woman? What if she wants?
It still
what
don't
if she
matter.
said,
I
you
don't-
know what?
Would be okay with that?
What I'm saying is I don't share because of the fact
you don't
I'm
share at
looking at it
all.
like this. We supposed to be together. I mean, why would you want to go outside our relationship? I mean, so you mean so basically you telling me I'm not enough? I mean, if you need more, we can go to the store next door. We can get some toys.
No, okay, so what if you she goes out with her girlfriends, has a nice little drunken night, and she comes home. Hey, babe, this is Maria. We had a
Okay,
real
what
good
time she
time at the
leaving?
club. And what's up?
Okay, what time she leaving? We got things to do.
Oh, she gotta go.
She can't stay.
She got to go. All
Well,
right.
when I'm in, like,
what y'all
I mean,
do?
I can't speak for everybody, but when I'm into somebody, I'm into them, not into everything else. And that's gonna come up later on down the line anyway. Well, I did this, and that for you, and rather than go through all that, it's just not safe.
But if it pleases her to have somebody else, there's not the
Then
willingness
she's not
to
the woman for me.
please her. Okay, that's fair enough.
What if it's a bucket list item? Just one time for my birthday.
One time.
No. He like, nah, I'm good.
I'm just thinking So
His friends lie.
they they happy. You know what I'm saying?
Are they happy or they just
They happy. So I can't really say how they get down, but like I say, for them, she will bring somebody home, or he'll ask, "Can you call one of your friends?" So that's what they do. If, like your second question is, what if the person say no or something like that, and they've been married for 30 years? The second question would be, do they get a hall pass?
Oh, hall pass.
no? No.
I know some people. Now, I've seen situations now that they will give
No.
hall pass if they, passing on the ass. You know
No.
what I'm saying? You know,
No.
some people will say, I'm not trying to do all that. I want you home with our kids. I want you home to be a part of the family. I'm not really trying to do all that bumping around. That's how they. If you look at sex in that way, go ahead. To the sister wife and come on back home. No, thank you. She said, "I'll do
You
it."
don't have to find nobody else to do it. I'll do it.
All right. She said, "Look, I got what you need. You need a different wig, a new outfit. What you need, baby?"
What you want to see tonight?
Yeah. All right, guys. So I'm gonna end it off. One more question.
Okay.
Oh, that was something else. Okay.
They're making you blush. Those must be good questions. Right. Look at these questions.
You want to read that? Okay. No, wait. I got an actual good one. I got an actual good one. See, told you. All right. All right. Can you be? Did I do this one? Can you be married and stay out till 8 a.m.? Yeah, that was today.
No,
No,
no.
8.
No, you cannot. You can't date me and stay out till 8 a.m.
She said if you work a third shift, you could come home at 8 a.m. Okay, listen, my guy right here that is talking about the age of the people. What if they are in their 20s, early 30s, right out of college? They still got their college friends and everything, and they still want to go kick it with their college buddies and come home till 8 a.m. She feels like you're trying to be somebody's daddy if you keep her from staying out. What you think?
It's your partner. Can she stay out till 8 a.m.?
Yes, I can do that.
So they can stay out till 8 a.m.
I can.
Oh, he like,
I
listen,
can.
You
he
can?
like, you ain't about to tell me what to do.
You can stay
I'm,
out till
I'm once again, I'm going to ask, why? What are you doing?
kicking it. She's kicking
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
He's
if she's safe and the environment is safe, yeah, why not? I trust
That's
her.
nice. Okay.
But
That's
why
good.
would you want to be out till 8 o'clock in the morning?
She went out to the club and,
The
they
club
went to go.
closed at 3.
They went to go get some breakfast and, the after
We got food in
party.
the refrigerator.
That ain't the same
caught
as
up in the moment,
the
just
food
going
with your
with the
girls.
flow.
And even if you was going to get food, okay, who was you with till 8 o'clock in the morning?
Your
Young
homegirls.
girls.
Yeah.
They probably sleep on the couch.
Right.
But if I did the same thing, it would be a problem. I'd have to make up some stuff. I'd have to come home with the emergency thing. They said I was in the emergency room or something.
So
You
with a
damn
wrist
right.
bracelet on.
You better have a good alibi.
I gotta have, and I could be doing nothing.
Yeah, no. Ain't no man staying out till 8 a.m. doing nothing.
Well, ain't nothing out there, especially at our age. It ain't nothing but trouble. Who wants to stay out to 8 o'clock in the morning?
So can they stay out till 3, 4,
3 is different than
4?
8
What about
because
4?
the bar closed at 2:30.
4 or 5?
No, that's a problem.
Oh, okay. So you
She
put
was
the time
hungry.
limit
She was
on
hungry.
how long it takes me to drive home.
Okay, so I say you better bring be your behind here by 3:30.
Damn it. I feel like these two right here might stay out till 8 a.m. I could see.
I think so. I think you.
Well,
might
he
be
know
right.
people that
I
do
can see these.
threesomes.
I can see these two. Right here. Not 8 a.m. No.
Not 8?
I mean,
7:30?
why would I want to be out to 8 a.m. in the morning? Ain't nothing to do in the street, no way.
I mean, but part of that time
In
you will have fallen
Cleveland,
asleep
now if we was
somewhere.
in New York City,
Okay, no, not in Cleveland. Maybe if you're in Atlanta or something.
you in New York City, it's plenty to do all night long.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to do in Cleveland, so why would you be out till 8 o'clock in the morning?
Kicking it.
Vales used to be open to 6.
Oh, Vales was,
Yeah.
At
yes.
6 o'clock, yes. It's
And
gone
then you went
now.
to the gyro spot.
So
yes.
now I wouldn't have no.
Country
I mean,
kitchen.
if it was a party, yeah. But like I said, Vales was regular. So at 6 o'clock, she knew where I was at. She could call me. I mean, I call her. It wasn't about nothing else.
See, we ain't listening to him. He like, I'm staying out as long as I want to. So
Okay.
he got a different situation.
Got it like that.
What you think? I'm gonna give you the last
I
comment.
don't think it's right, but y'all bringing up names. I stayed at the Millennium till about 6 in the morning before.
That was back in the day.
Yeah.
Ain't no millennium.
Don't get yourself in trouble.
Ain't no
individual
millennium.
X. Okay.
I said I can't even do an all nighter. I can't even do an all dayer. How am I gonna do all nighter? That's not about to happen. I'm going to bed.
The question was from a man whose wife, he didn't even say how regularly she stayed out kicking it with her single friends until 8 in the morning. I'm saying if it's Friday night coming in Saturday morning and you all have communicated, hey baby, we going to the Waffle House, hey baby, we going here, that's different. But to just on a Thursday, just baby, I ain't gonna be home until 8 in the morning. Whether it's a man or a woman, that's a problem for me. I would never. And if I did, I would have told my man ahead of time, hey man, look, don't expect me till 4, because we're gonna be doing this, and this. It's a respect thing. Because if you're just operating as if you don't have anybody to be held accountable to, then it's not the marriage is doomed. The relationship is not going to work. It's a respect thing. It's a holding yourself accountable to the person that you're building a life with. But the way this dude phrased it, he insulted her upbringing and her friends. I'm not mad at old girl for being out all night because she don't want to be around you. Okay. Oh. She don't want to be around him. Because of his judgmentalness. And I'm like, well, was she like that when y'all got together? Was she regularly out until, was the son regularly beating her home? Boy, you married what you married. So, you ain't going to marry her on Saturday and on Monday, she's going to be a whole different chick. No, that's not how that works.
I will say that the single friends that he did bring up in the letter did make a difference. Because when I was younger, I've been in my relationship 26 years. When I was younger, my single friends would try to make me feel like, oh, he trying to control you, girl. You should be able to do this, that, and blah, blah, blah. And, as a young person, I'm like, damn, he trying to control me. You are more influenced. And if you got a lot of single people around you, then they going by their standards of things. It's not until you get a little bit older, you go through a few things where you like, okay, I ain't had no business doing none of that anyway. So I was stripping back in the day. So it does to me matter your age range and the experience that you're coming from. But thank you guys so much for all of these great conversations. We love talking to you every Tuesday right here at Relationship Hour. Thank you so much to my girl right here, Tacoma Maria. Tell them how they can find you.
You can find me on Facebook. My podcast is every Monday and Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. And then you can find me on Instagram at TKNicole_426.
All right, y'all. I'm Kenya Brown Live. And if you're on Facebook, I'm Kenya Brown, the one with that Cavs championship hat on. Till next time, y'all.
Whoa, 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 whoa.